We're going to talk about our Evo Quartz 5H coating. Now this is the entry-level coating in our line of glossy car care products. This coating here typically will give durability in most climates, including winter climates, of about 2 years against marring and water spotting and scratching. Now I'm not talking about heavy scratching. Obviously you could take a key and key a car, but this will actually create a harder coating where it's harder to damage the surface of the vehicle.
Our Evo Quartz 5H is typically durable for at least 30,000 miles or 2 years.
Now I'm holding in my hand what we call a 30 ml bottle, okay, which is roughly about 1.5 ounces to 3/4. We also offer the 5H coating in a 50 ml bottle. Now a great question is, how much surface or area can I cover with a quartz coating? And typically you can do with a 30 ml bottle, depending on how many layers you put on the car, between 1.5 and 2 cars. And on our 50 ml bottle, you can do anywhere from 2 to 3 cars or vehicles depending on the size. You can put more than 1 coat. We do recommend no more than 3 coats, but you can typically put 2 coats to get a higher build or layer on the finish of your paint. Now it also works well on wheels because it cuts brake dust, works on calipers, excellent on glass, and on certain plastic or carbon fiber trim, it works excellent also. And we're going to go over today proper techniques on how to apply the 5H Evo Quartz coating. We talk about prepping the finish, and once you polish the finish and it looks good and you got it where you want it to be, you're going to use an alcohol water mixture. We use 70% rubbing alcohol or isopropyl alcohol with 50% water to clean that panel before applying the coating. So we're going to go ahead and apply it like a quick detailer, and I'm going to use one of our glossy microfiber towels to clean the finish first before I apply the coating. This is important because if the finish has any residual oils or polish left on it, you're not going to get the proper bond. You might get high or low spots with the ceramic coating. We're going to go over proper application of how to install an Evo Quartz coating, and today we're going to talk about how to apply our entry-level quartz coating, which is our 5H. Now this is a 30 ml bottle that we sell online that can be purchased. It also comes with our foam applicator block, and also provided with our suede cloth, which we highly recommend using this cloth because it's the best way to apply it without scratching, marring the finish, and also getting even coverage. So we're going to go over how to use the product, how much product to apply to the applicator, and how to spread and work it. Now typically coatings go on much different than a wax or a polish. It's not going to be the same. And that's really important. That's why we're taking the time to educate and teach our glossy customers or clients on how to properly apply this to get the best results. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and take my blocks that you see here. Typically we will sell you the 5H bottle, which will come with 1 block and 1 cloth. You can online buy a block set of 2 if you choose as an add-on. I like to use 2 blocks because if I'm doing a large hood or area, I want to be able to apply it more evenly. You can get away with 1 block if you have a small fender or a small area that, say, like a cowl or a fender or a lower splitter or bumper or wing, but that's going to be a preference. You can choose what you're more comfortable with. I'm going to go ahead and wrap the blocks. As you can see, I'm going to wrap around, and I'm going to securely wrap it. Now, we're going to be using our 30 ml bottle. I'm going to show you how much product to actually apply to the applicator. So let's go ahead and take this off. Now this has a safety cap because it has an air pressure release to make sure that the ceramic and the solvents inside stay in one consistency. So we're going to go ahead and remove the cap. As you can see, I'm not using a lot of product. I'm using a few dabs. And this is actually going to be enough to do this whole section. So now when I put it on, I'm going to use almost no pressure. And what I want to do first, now this is different than waxing or polishing. I'm just going to go ahead and get my coverage first. As you can see, you can barely see the product. but I'm gonna work it in a back and forth motion. And I'm using, as far as the speed of my hand, back and forth. And then I'm gonna do a back and forth direction, like you see here, working in a different pace. Now, when you're applying this, you don't need heavy pressure. You just wanna make sure that you get even coverage when you're applying it. And you're gonna work it until you barely see it. Now, the reason it's important that you can barely see it is because if you let it sit too long in the finish, you will have difficulty removing the finish because it is a ceramic, it is a coating, it is gonna set up fast. You wanna make sure that you get it off within 3 to 5 minutes, then move on to your next section. Now that I've worked it in, you can barely see it, we're gonna go ahead and take one of our Gloss-It microfiber soft towels, and we're gonna go ahead and fold it in a square, and we're gonna go in a back and forth direction to remove the coating. Now, if you're in a humid climate, this product actually works well because of the solvent that we use. It flashes off when you go to remove it pretty quick. So you shouldn't get a haze or any kind of residue when you go to remove it. And if you find that it seems like there's a patch here or there, or what we call a high or low spot, you can go ahead and use our Gloss Enhancer Quick Detailer. And then when you find the spray and mist, go ahead and take your towel again and rebuff the area. This will ensure that you removed all the coating completely off. And go ahead and flip your towel, rebuff. As you can see, this is a black finish, and black is the toughest finish to make look great. If you have paint imperfections, what's really important that I go over is that you want to make sure you properly polish and remove the swirl marks or scratches or marring or towel imperfections before you go ahead and apply the Evo Quartz, because Evo Quartz is not a product that's going to remove or hide paint imperfections. So make sure you check out our Evo paint correction and polishing system with our Evo 21 dual action polisher. And if you do have imperfections, please remove them, because this is the only way that you're gonna get the best results. Gloss that we talked about, 90% and a great finish, is in the polishing and the correction, and the last 10% is the actual protection or Evo Quartz coating.